Okay, guys, so check this out. We're going to be taking a look at this game that I just completed. Um, just wanted to kind of show you step by step what happened. So I got to go ahead and go first. So I went e4. He went there, brought the knight up. Looks like he's creating like a little pyramid in a sense. So I went ahead and brought out the bishop just to add a little bit of pressure. Brought the knight. So I just went ahead and just went with my traditional setup, but he brought that second knight, so I didn't feel comfortable bringing this pawn up. So I went ahead and brought it up just one. Usually I would have went two to create like a double for the knights and also the pawns, but I just wanted to do one less. He brought it up here. I went ahead and castled here on the bottom. I don't know if y'all saw that, but right here I castled just to get my king out of the way, get my rook into play. From there, he brought up a pawn. I brought my bishop, so I kind of pinned his knight right there because if he moves his knight, I'm taking the queen for free. He brought up his bishop. I brought up a pawn so I could start developing this side because I wanted to get this guy up here to press these pawns. He went and castled as well. And like I said, I brought up that pawn. He's developing a little bit more. And I saw, everything's kind of in, checking each other, so I went ahead and started it going. He took my bishop. I went and took his bishop, so I'm up a pawn right now. He was positioning himself to get a couple things here. I went ahead and just traded. And then I also took an extra pawn. And I brought the queen up here because I figured if he took this, or if he used this to take my pawn at, what is that, c5, then I was just going to take his queen and, that was that. Or I could use this bishop to go ahead and take here. Well, no, yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Okay, yeah, so I'm glad that didn't happen. He took here. I saw that as free. He went ahead and took mine. Looking back at it, I probably should have taken this knight and moved it here because I could have easily taken this knight with this knight and then it would have covered this bishop as well. But, oh, you know what? I did that because the bishop was it threatening my knight, so, or my queen, so I went and did that. From here, I moved the pawn up to threaten his queen a little bit, and I made a mistake there. I went ahead and let a free pawn just walk by, and also put myself in check. So I just moved the king. He moved his rook to threaten my queen. I moved back so I can cover my pawn. He brought the rooks together. I brought my knight to threaten his queen. He didn't like that. I didn't like that either, so I figured right here, since if we were to exchange right here, he would get the knight, and then I would take it with the queen. Then he would just get it with the rook. So I was going to be in a crappy situation, especially if he took the rook first down for the knight. Then I wouldn't be able to get his queen at all. So I went and brought my rook over to even it out. He brought his a little bit forward. I brought mine up so that way I can threaten the queen right here. He brought a bishop or a pawn up. I brought another pawn up, so he's threatening my guy right here. But again, if we do this, we're both losing pieces. So I want to threaten him right here to try, forcing his hand or backing him up. He went took it. I took it. He took it. And then I used that mostly because I didn't want to kill my queen off. If I let him, if I went and took the rook, then he was just taking it with my pawn. And I knew that queen late game was going to help me out. So did that. I was actually about to take this. Literally, if I didn't think it out, I would have taken this rook, but the bishop was covering. So I moved it to start positioning myself to get check off. He brought it up, which was stupid of me. I should have covered that. So I took one of his. He went back. I think he was wanting to get this one for some reason. I think this was a big mistake by him moving it here because wasn't him doing that. Like, he can't take this. And I'm not going to move my guy over here. That would be dumb. He has himself covered already 2 ways, so he didn't need a second one. So pretty silly by him. So I took another pawn. He moved it up, but I just went and checked. I was trying to bring mine closer, but I was like, it's not really going to do very much. He started throwing my pawn, and so I throw one of his. He moved it out of the way. And then I was like, you know what, let me just go and try getting a second queen. He brought that up, so I had to move. So I put him in check again. Brought him back over. Came down so that way I can protect both pawns. But of course he did that. So I protected both of them doing here. And I knew if I disconnected those rooks, then it was going to help me out. He brought the bishop over, so I couldn't actually move my guy. Well, I guess there was no reason why he should have done that either. Pretty silly by him. So I moved my pawn up so that way I could pressure him. And he sidestepped me, which was unfortunate. I moved my guy up so I can keep developing, but yeah, I don't know what he was doing there. I guess he was setting himself up for later, but I had let that pawn totally go for free, and that was so silly of me. So I brought my queen up to get out of check, put me in check again, and I didn't realize that this bishop was actually setting that up. So I just got out of the way. Then I brought my queen up, so I put him in a little fork, so if he didn't get me here, then I was going to take one of these for free. And so he got me in check again. Got out of check. And now we're just dancing here. He brought that one up because he knew that there was no point in that. Brought mine up because I knew that if he was going to take my pawn, then I at least get his rook out of it. Put me in check. I just got out of the black spaces, like pretty simple. I don't know what he was doing there. I guess trying to press me a little bit, but I don't really see the play there. I guess maybe he was trying to bring this down, but he should have seen that my guy was here, so he should have just traded and just played it out. So I just made my queen and then put him in check. He had to bring it down. Knowing that he was right here, this guy's free to move up since I'm covering with queen. He had to move there. I went and checked him again because I didn't know what he can do down on the bottom right against me. So I'm like, you know what, let me just keep pressing him, and then eventually played it out. And I had told him actually GG's because once I saw that he was covered, I think it was like right here, and I moved right here, I knew it was GG's because the only way he could move was down here, and then with him moving down here, I was going to move this here. And honestly, the only thing that he could have done at that point, so before he resigned, the only thing he could have done is move this bishop up here. And so I would have taken that. And then after I took that, he would have been in, well, yeah, I think it would have been checkmate. So yeah, he just resigned and got the dub.